I'm Josephine Nduta Kahingo. I'm a mother of 2 girls. 19-year-old, that is Jane, is in college, and Joanna, our special angel. I had anemia and I had osteoarthritis. In fact, it was so bad in such a way the doctor had told me that she's going to terminate the pregnancy. And I asked her if she can give me time or if there's any medicine she can give me so that at least we save the baby. She told me, if I give you this medicine, if it doesn't work, we have to terminate the pregnancy. And I was very, very sick that time. So she gave me some medicine, and by the help of the Most High, the anemia was over, the spotting was over, the osteoarthritis was over. And following from the 4th month, the pregnancy was smooth. It was a walkover, let me say that. After the walkover pregnancy, from the 4th month, I went for delivery, which when I delivered the child, she was not breathing, she didn't cry, and they had to resuscitate her. But they didn't tell me anything. They didn't advise me to look out for anything. We stayed at the hospital for 1 week. She was at the nursery for 1 week, and me, I didn't notice anything odd when we were given permission to go home. But when I reached home, the first months were okay. She used to cry a lot, especially at night, but I didn't think there's anything wrong. But when it reached 4 to 5 months, I noticed she was not smiling, she was not laughing, she was not responding the way you give a toy to a child and they want to hold. She was not responding. I realized there must be something wrong. So I took her to the hospital, to Kenyatta Hospital, where she was diagnosed with cerebral palsy. That is at 5 months. When I got the diagnosis, at first it was terrible. It was terrible news, and at first I was in denial. I thought this must be wrong. Because before going to Kenyatta Hospital, I had gone to another hospital, and I decided maybe these ones are wrong. So that's when I went to Kenyatta Hospital. That's when they confirmed she has cerebral palsy. She cannot use her hands, she cannot use her legs, and she's spastic. It has been quite a challenge because now it was a journey of hospitals, to the new pediatric neurologist, to therapy. And that time I'm a single mother. I have to work so that my children can eat, my children can go to school. But I thank God because I used to have very helpful house helps. The women that I employed, they used to treat Joanna as their own. They would take her to therapy themselves because most of the time I could not get permission off from work to take her for therapy. So they had to take her, but to the neurologist, I used to go there myself. And it has been quite a challenge, but I thank God because I've overcome that. Once I accepted that, once the denial was over, I accepted, and God has given me the strength to carry on and to love Joanna, because that is the first prayer I made to the Almighty. I told him, just give me love for Joanna, and I also prayed that even her sister should love her as she would have loved her even if she didn't have any disability.
Happy birthday, dear Joanna. Happy birthday to you.
Joanna, first and foremost, she loves attention so much. If she realizes you're watching TV so much and you're not concentrating on her, she'll make a certain noise to draw your attention to her. She loves people because when people come into the house, or especially children, she's very happy to hear them coming to the house. It's a loving one. They love each other very, very much. In fact, Joanna, when she sees her sister coming home from school, she's like, she wants to jump up and down and meet her sister and hug her sister. It's only that she cannot be able to do that. But you can notice the way she throws her legs, the way she throws her hands, and the smile, a very wide smile. In fact, she's just like, if I can smile more than that, she can. They are very happy together. They relate very well. Jane likes to entertain her. When she comes, she puts on her music, and Joanna loves the taste that Jane has in music. She'll always respond when she hears the music that Jane plays. In fact, I'm so grateful to have her as I face this challenge, because sometimes she'll see, Mom is so tired, she has not slept for days because Joanna is disturbing her. Then she'll just say, today I'm sleeping with Joanna so that you can sleep. And that really touches me, and I feel the love that comes from my daughter.
Since Joanna came into our lives, she has really brought a certain light into our family. She's such a blessing to us. I have to say she's the best thing that has ever happened to me personally. And she is our little angel. The joy that she brings to us, her laughter brings so much joy to us. It brings a certain peace to our inner self, and that's the best thing about Joanna.
From the government, no, but where we used to go for therapy, it's a donor organization. We were not paying anything. They only used to ask us for some 10 shillings to buy the olive oil, so at least there I got that support. To the neurologist, I just did it myself. And the family has been quite supportive. I cannot deny the fact that they have been there for me all through. Where I'm stuck, they would come and help me. Even when I don't have a house help, I could not fail to go to work when my sister is here, when my nieces are here. They would watch over Joanna, and I'm grateful for that. They have taken her as part of the family and nothing else. Well, this experience has changed us in a lot of ways, because it has made us realize that we cannot go on in life without the strength from above. It's only God who gives somebody strength to meet the challenges that come into this world. It has drawn us closer to our Maker. When we see Joanna, actually we see the image of God, because we know that God has created us in our own image. So we see Joanna and we see the image of God. And it has really, really humbled us to realize, and it has even made us feel special, that God has seen us we are special to take care of a special angel. And it has come to make us realize that everyone is equal, no matter how they are. Disability or ability, they are all equal in the eyes of God. Because so far, we have seen the Almighty's hand in our lives and in the life of Joanna. Well, I would advise them first and foremost to go on their knees and ask God for help, because without God you can do nothing. You cannot have love for that child. You always see that child as a burden instead of a blessing, of which for me I see Joanna as a blessing, not as a burden. And to add on to what I've learned from her, I used to be somebody who used to go out a lot, but she has made me be myself, to realize that I am now a parent of a special child and I have to concentrate on my children. So I would advise them to first seek the help of God, for God to give them love for their children, and to realize that that child is not a burden but a blessing, because you never know what purpose God has for that child. God always wants to glorify himself in his children and in such children. And even if it is an attack of the enemy or something like that, he says, whatever the enemy meant for evil, our God turns it to be for good. So I always say that one day, people will believe in God through Joanna.
I would tell those people that these children are a blessing. They're not a burden. They are just like normal people. It's just that God created them in another special way. So they should not look at them like they're weird or strange.
Yeah, it's not an easy journey. It is not an easy challenge. It is quite a challenge, especially when you're young, when you're a young parent, and especially if it is the first. For me, at least, it was not the first child. It was the second child, but it was also still not easy, because my expectation was now that she'll grow up, she will walk, she will go to school. But I would tell them it is not an easy walk, but they have to be strong. They have to ask God for strength to carry on and to trust that God has a good purpose for that child and to love that child and to realize that God will always provide for whatever that child needs. He'll never leave you, neither will he forsake you. Never ever.